Miami Heat Nation, what is going on? So, in today's video, we got tons of Miami Heat news that we have to talk about. Obviously, we have another Kevin Durant update and stuff that you guys just don't want to miss. But before we do start today's video, if you guys enjoy Miami Heat content, we do upload every single day. Our goal this year is to upload for 365 days, and I couldn't do it without you guys. So I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Continue to keep liking, sharing, subscribing. We are a road to 6,000 subscribers. Anyways, let's get back in today's video. So, this is being reported. It says Miami Heat is reportedly one or two pieces away from acquiring Kevin Durant, and it's pretty much saying send this package in now. They get Andrew Wiggins, they get Jovic, they get Jaime, they get Duncan Robinson, and they get a 2025 first-round pick. Now, I'd rather send this package in than give Kel'el Ware up because you want Kel'el Ware playing with Durant and Davion Mitchell and Tyler and Bam. That's your ideal starting lineup heading into next year. If you got to give up Jovic and Jaime for Kevin Durant, it is what it is. The two other players in Wiggins and Duncan, you have to give them up anyways, and I'm not too mad about that. And a first-round pick, at least it's one first-round pick, and it's not like restarting your whole pick category. You know what I mean? We're not giving up 2, 3, 4, giving up our young pieces, but it is what it is. So it's saying the Suns ideally are looking to find a trade package for Kevin Durant that returns younger players in draft capital. Phoenix would also be open to 2 starting caliber players with a first round pick. Phoenix is drawing a line in the sand on their return value. Now, remember what I just read. They get a first round pick, they get 2 young players, and Jovic and Jaime, and they also get a starter in Andrew Wiggins. You can even get a potential starter in Duncan Robinson. I mean, this is the package. The Miami Heat need to send this trade in right now. We can replace Jaime. We can replace Jovic with depth. There's no way a Jovic or Jaime should be holding back a Kevin Durant trade. We let a Dame Lillard trade. We didn't get Dame Lillard because we didn't want to trade some of our players. We can't do this now. When you got your head coach Spo pushing to get Kevin Durant, you got to do whatever it takes. So this is kind of where we're at with the KD situation. Kevin Durant is expected to be traded this week. That's what's being reported. We'll see. But let me know what you guys think about this trade package. Is it a little bit too much? Are you just tired of it and just willing to send the trade right away to get Kevin Durant to start this offseason? Let me know what you guys think. Now, a lot of Miami Heat fans don't like this comment that Brian Woodhurst said earlier today, but he says, I think Kevin Durant got Miami on his preferred team list because he's attracted by the city and Pat Riley. It's certainly not the team. Now, I know my boy Martell, Miami Heat's own podcast, necessarily didn't like the disrespect that Brian Windhurst was coming at. And I'm kind of curious to see what's your thoughts and opinions on Brian Windhurst's comments. I do think for Kevin Durant to want to play for Miami, he has to like playing with the players. Like, I think that's obvious. Pat Riley's not out there shooing. He's not out there making layups. No, it's not that. He's just running the organization. And then obviously the city, that's cool. That's fine. But you got to like the team. Because Kevin Durant is a point of his career where he wants to compete and win championships. And so if he has Miami Heat as a preferred destination, he clearly sees and likes something over there. And you could say Pat Riley, but there's more to it. It's the players. It's Bam Adebayo. I obviously think it's Bam Adebayo. Bam Adebayo, Durant, they've been playing together. You know, Bam been recruiting Kevin Durant. Then you got Tyler Hero on Aiden Ross's stream trying to recruit Kevin Durant. He obviously likes what he sees from Tyler. He obviously likes what he sees from Bam. And then obviously Pat Riley, Spo, in the city are definitely bonuses for sure. But like I said, very curious to see what you guys think about this comment. Do you guys think this was very disrespectful for Brian Windhurst to say? Now, also, I do want to talk about this. This came out about 3 days ago, and one of my supporters came up with this too, so definitely a conversation to have. But the Washington Wizards are looking to move Marcus Smart. And then Locked On Heat responded to it and says, Heat fans, would you be down for a Rozier Marcus Smart swap? And to be honest with you, I would love to have Marcus Smart on my team. I am so over Terry Rozier. I cannot have a basketball player on my team that can't dribble, that can't shoot, that can't make layups. It's on a terrible contract. I'm all set with that. I would love to have Marcus Smart. I understand he's not the same guy that he was a couple years ago. He dealt with a little bit more injury. He declines, but he will be a proven over Terry Rozier. He'll be our backup point guard. We still need a point guard on this team, right? Even if we re-sign Mitchell, we need a backup point guard. So hopefully the Miami Heat say, nah, maybe Terry Rozier can turn it around. No. Let's not. I don't even want to deal with that. Let's call up the Wizards right after we acquired Durant. You want to do the swap? Now, we might have to give up some other pieces because I don't know if any team wants to take a swap for Terry Rozier, even with an expiring deal, because Marcus Smart's on an expiring deal too. So that's going to be the tough part about doing a swap. I don't think the Wizards do it. Now, Marcus Smart's numbers are 9 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, shot 39% from the field. Like I said, didn't play his best basketball. Shot about 34, 35% from the three-point line. But I still feel like if you put Marcus Smart on a contender team, he's still going to produce. He's still going to be that pest. He's still going to fit that Miami Heat culture. I know a lot of people are not the biggest fans of Marcus Smart, but would you rather have Terry Rozier or Marcus Smart on your team? Let's be honest with you guys, right? Let's sit back and notice this. And like I said, say if it doesn't work, well, you just move on from him, right? He's making $21 million. He's an unrestricted free agent right after the season. It's not a big deal. You already took an L in the Terry Rozier trade. You did. So now you're trying to get out of that contract, and now you're trying to get him off your roster and try to add a better player in Marcus Smart. Like I said, it doesn't work. He's bad. You could try to move him to the deadline. If you can't, cool. Have him for the rest of the season. You tried. You try to add depth around Durant. You move on. It's not a big loss. You gave up Terry Rozier. Now, if you give up Terry Rozier and then a first-round pick and then a young player to get Marcus Smart, then that's when you start taking risks. Because if they ask for like Pallel Larson, I want a first-round pick or a second-round pick with it, I'd rather have Pallel Larson. But if they ask for a second-round pick and something else that's not too valuable, go ahead, do it right away. So once again, let me know in the comment sections, who would you rather have, Marcus Smart or Terry Rozier? And then also, let's talk about Plan B, because this is also being thrown out there by Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report came up with a trade idea for DeRozan to Miami if they don't land Durant, obvious. The Heat received DeMar DeRozan. The Kings received Duncan Robinson, Jaime, and Pallel Larson. Now, I personally don't like this deal at all. I feel like you're giving up way too much for DeMar DeRozan. Simple. Why are we giving up two of our young players for DeMar? We can do a Duncan for DeMar, or we can do a Terry and maybe a Duncan. I don't know how that salaries will work, but we could do a Terry for DeMar, give him a couple second-round picks, or we can do a Duncan and a couple second-round picks for DeMar. But I'm not giving you Jaime and Pallel and Duncan for DeMar. That absolutely makes no sense. This is what you call a ripoff. And the Miami Heat can't afford that. We can't afford to lose that much depth for DeMar DeRozan. That's like unacceptable. But lastly, what I do want to talk about is some point guards if we don't land a Marcus Smart. These are some point guards that we could possibly trade, or mainly trade, but do some, free agency too. You got Lonzo Ball, you got Drew Holiday, you got Chris Paul. Simons will be a little bit harder. You got Dennis Schroeder, you got Tyus Jones, and then you got Josh Giddey, which Josh Giddey will be like more unrealistic, but these are some very, very good backup options for the Miami Heat. Let me know in the comment sections which one would you prefer. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, once again, continue to keep liking, sharing, and subscribing. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And I'm out.